Hi, Joe Mandisi, Editor-in-Chief of MediaPost here, welcoming you to this year's Agency of the Year Awards reception. Unfortunately, it's a virtual reception. We're doing this year's awards online due to circumstances, but I'm hoping we can get together in person next year and the year after like we normally do. If you've been to any of our past receptions, you know what I start off with when I talk from the podium and greet everyone. I make a call to everyone in the room to tell us your stories, because the only way we can identify our agents of the year and our various other suppliers and clients is by understanding what you do that meets our criteria of being innovative, having a vision, and leading the industry in terms of your use of media. So we rely on you to tell us. And as a result, the awards we bestow, very honest and upfront, are just a reflection of what we know. We can't award those we don't know about. So that's my call for this year, as I've done in the years past. In the meantime, I would like to thank this year's award winners and congratulate them. It was really stellar cast. You'll see some themes running through the award winners in terms of touching on doing social good, ethical approaches to media and data, and other things. So I want to really congratulate the entire industry for moving forward. So this year's winners are our Media Agency of the Year, Wavemaker, our Holding Company of the Year, Group M, our Independent Agency of the Year, USIM, our Creative Agency of the Year, Empower, our Search and Performance Agency of the Year, MP Digital, our Client of the Year, Apple, our Supplier of the Year, NewsGuard, and our Executive of the Year, Ben Downing of Havas Media Group. So congratulations to this year's winners. Tell us your story so we can pick you next year and in the years to come.
Hi, I'm Lisa Singer. Welcome to MediaPost 2021 Agencies of the Year, or what we like to call the 2021 MediaPost AOY. These are the agencies that were able to rise above the rest over the past year. The companies, clients, suppliers, and executives that represent the best of class in the advertising community for 2021. And here to start us off is MediaPost President Jeff Lochner to present the Media Agency of the Year Award.
Hi, I'm Jeff Lochner. MediaPost has selected Group M's Wavemaker as our Media Agency of the Year for 2021 because it made a compelling case that it is also the Creative Agency of the Year. No, not that creativity in the usual sense, but rather in a completely different form that is becoming increasingly vital if any creative assets are ever going to make it in front of the right consumers, in the right place, and at the right time. How they accomplished all this is fascinating, and I recommend reading the full story on the AOY Awards site or in this year's MediaPost Awards book. For now, though, I'd like to say congratulations to Wavemaker, the 2021 MediaPost Media Agency of the Year.
Thank you, MediaPost, for naming Wavemaker as Media Agency of the Year. And thank you to our people who have worked relentlessly hard to meet our commitments. We are proud of what we have accomplished together. We've positively provoked the industry and challenged our clients in service of growing their business. Thankfully, we didn't lose a single client, and we won big in new business with clients like Coinbase and became the agency for new economy brands looking for a better way to grow. A big thank you to our Wavemaker people. We couldn't have done it without you. And of course, thank you, MediaPost.
Hi MediaPost, thank you so much for our Agency of the Year Award. 2021 was for us, like for everyone, a very challenging year, but it was also for us an incredibly rewarding year where we experienced fantastic growth. And all of that success really comes down to one thing, and that is our people. So I wanted to say a huge thank you to all of the Wavemakers out there. 300 new Wavemakers this year, and we were able to, because of the growth, promote 200 Wavemakers into new roles. So thank you to everyone. You should all feel incredibly proud of yourselves, and thank you so much to MediaPost. Huge honor to receive the Agency of the Year Award for 2021.
Like the year before it, 2021 was a year of multiple transformations for society at large and for the advertising, marketing, and media industries within it. The industry has had to grapple with multiple crises, from a once-in-a-generation global pandemic to the Great Resignation, media toxicity, and more. Here to explain and present the award for Holding Company of the Year is MediaPost Director of Communications, Nicole Fadner.
Hello, I'm Nicole Fadner, and I am pleased to present the 2021 MediaPost Holding Company of the Year Award to Group M. If 2020 was the year in which Madison Avenue discovered and embraced empathy, compassion, and a hunger to do the right thing, 2021 was the year they began doing it in earnest. Or as a Group M spokesperson described it, we got serious about aligning our business with our mission to define a new era of media where advertising works better for people. While other holding companies have committed to similar mission, Group M approached it in both an organized and tangible way that sets a high bar for the industry overall, hitting all three of our annual awards' main criteria: vision, innovation, and industry leadership. And for that, we are proud to name Group M MediaPost 2021 Holding Company of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Thank you, MediaPost.
Here's to the independent agencies out there pushing the boundaries, innovating, and punching well above their weight. If there's been any agency that embodies the spirit of independence that MediaPost's Independent Agency of the Year Award is designed to recognize, it's USIM, which wins for the second time because its management team figured out how to push the boundaries of what an independent media buying service could actually do. And in the process, innovated new ways of servicing not just advertising clients, but other agencies as well. Congratulations to USIM, MediaPost's Independent Agency of the Year.
Hi, I'm Carrie Ward, Marketing Director at USIM. Want to send a huge thank you to MediaPost. We are truly honored to have received the Independent Media Agency of the Year Award. And also a huge thanks to our wonderful team at USIM. We really couldn't have done it without their help. Thank you.
Creativity comes in many forms. Here to tell us about the winner of this year's Creative Agency of the Year recipient is MediaPost Agency Daily Editor, Steve McClellan.
Hi, I'm Steve McClellan, Agency Editor at MediaPost, and I'm here to introduce this year's Creative Agency of the Year, Cincinnati-based Empower. In recent years, the agency has been one of the most innovative shops in the industry and is often a highly competitive contender for MediaPost Agency of the Year honors. It won Media Agency of the Year in 2016. This time around, over the past year, Empower rolled out a new customer journey platform called Emerge. It's a strategic framework for planning, creation, and activation that enables the agency to combine and analyze first and third-party data along with a variety of research products and other information. The goal? Remap the consumer path to purchase with far greater precision and glean a better understanding of the importance of the middle part of that journey. With that knowledge, the agency has adjusted client plans and activations, often driving double-digit gains in business metrics. The agency also created an anti-bias tool, which is integrated into the Emerge platform. It takes the planning process from a general market approach to an approach inclusive of all consumer journeys. For deploying Emerge and creating other innovative techniques like the anti-bias tool, Empower has been named MediaPost's 2021 Creative Agency of the Year. Congratulations.
Before I say thank you to my colleagues, what I'd first like to do is congratulate all of the winners of the MediaPost Awards, both agency and all-star alike. Success in this industry is difficult. Success over the last year, even more so. So congratulations to every winner. Now let me thank the most important people here, my colleagues, and all of those at Empower. Over the last 12 months, you've given your loyalty, your belief, your trust at a time when those attributes and those assets were more important than ever. And that's a cornerstone of the agency's success, and my Creative All-Star is just a representation of all of those things and all of that hard work. I'd like to think, as the unholding company, we've been in a unique position to be able to repay all of those to every one of you. Yeah? And in doing so, as the unholding company, we've been able to demonstrate to the whole industry that through these difficult times, there's a better way to do it. Thank you.
Search, performance, and so much more. Let's let MediaPost's Search and Performance Marketing Daily Editor, Lori Sullivan, explain as she presents the award for Search and Performance Agency of the Year.
Greetings. I'm Lori Sullivan, coming to you from a very snowy, cold, and wild Wyoming. I'm proud to announce NP Digital as this year's Search Agency of the Year. It's not easy for an independent agency to compete with agencies owned by large holding companies, but NP Digital proved resilience during a very difficult year through its annual growth and innovative ways it supports clients. Congratulations, Mike and crew.
Hi, I'm Mike Gullickson, CEO of NP Digital. We want to thank MediaPost for recognizing all of the hard work that we've put in for our clients and our employees as an organization this last year. So from around the globe, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That brings us to Client of the Year. This year, we honor a company for its transformative effect on media, how others use it to connect or not connect with consumers. And that client this year is Apple. One of the biggest and most disruptive stories of the past year was a series of technical updates Apple made, both hardware and software, as part of its new and improved privacy framework. It gave its brand's consumers unbridled control. I highly recommend you take a few minutes and read Joe Mendese's thought-provoking piece on the subject. It's available on the awards site and also in the MediaPost Awards book. And congratulations to Apple, MediaPost Client of the Year for 2021.
The ad industry has always had problems with fraud, transparency, trust, and brand safety. But the explosion of digital media has created unintended consequences that go well beyond the implications for individual brands and their agencies, including how it impacts society at large. Even worse, some of the ways brands and agencies defend against their brands showing up in unsafe environments relies on automation, so-called keyword block lists that prevent their ad budgets from supporting responsible journalism, or news and information sites serving underrepresented segments of society. NewsGuard came up with a solution: people. To learn more about how they did it, please read the story on the awards site or in the MediaPost Awards book. I'd like to take this moment to congratulate MediaPost's 2021 Supplier of the Year, NewsGuard.
When NewsGuard launched in 2018,
Steve Brill and I started with the idea that humans can do a better job than algorithms, helping readers and advertisers tell the difference between trustworthy websites and misinformation sites. This work is important because advertisers are unintentionally sending $2.6 billion a year in programmatic advertising to sites that are not only brand unsafe, but often also people unsafe, publishing dangerous hoaxes about COVID-19 and its vaccines and treatments. This programmatic advertising is the leading source of revenue for thousands of sites peddling misinformation and hoaxes, from falsehoods about the risks of COVID-19 vaccines to falsehoods aimed at undermining our democratic systems. We are honored to be selected by MediaPost as Supplier of the Year. We're also honored by the growing number of advertisers, ad agencies, SSPs, DSPs, and others that now work with us to keep ads off misinformation sites. It also turns out that there's a big advantage to advertising on the thousands of high-quality sites on our inclusion list, including news sites serving the Black, Hispanic, Asian, and LGBTQ+ communities, instead of on hoax sites. That advantage is that this lowers CPMs and increases engagement. So this is a rare opportunity for advertisers to do good while also doing well. We appreciate the attention that MediaPost and Joe Mandisi pay to this issue of misinformation. I'd like to leave on an optimistic thought. If all the institutions whose executives read MediaPost would commit this year to working together to eliminate the $2.6 billion funding misinformation, we can get the job done. We can begin to eliminate this threat to our societies and democracies. Thank you.
Ethical media, media strategy, COVID, sustainable business. Here's Joe Mandisi with this year's Executive of the Year, Ben Downing.
Anyway, congratulations, Ben, on being our Media Executive of the Year. I feel like you're part of a grander theme that's been going on in the ad industry that we're trying to recognize, which is shifts towards, I guess what P&G would have said is doing well by doing better, by doing good. And I think the creation of your post itself speaks volumes to the fact that at least Havas is committed to this idea. We've seen other agency holding companies making similar maneuvers, but the more important thing is what you're actually doing by supporting ethical sources of media, by working against misinformation, and steering your clients' budgets into doing the right thing. So if I can ask you, I know you have a history in ad tech, so you've been on the dark side, you're on the light side now. What are you proud of most that you've accomplished in the past year? You know what we said. I'd like to hear it from you.
So I think there are two areas that I'm really proud of. One, I think, is, and I should say, Joe, thank you for the recognition. It's really humbling, and to your point, a bit of a responsibility, right? Because I'm almost feeling like the work of my many friends and colleagues at Havas and across the industry is part of that success. So I've been really, really grateful and privileged for that. But the two things that I'm most proud of, one is prosaic, right? And it's kind of going back to the supply chain in ad tech and sort of getting into the weeds. I came from the ad tech world. I've been in sort of ad tech and programmatic for 10 years. So being able to have the latitude to go back and think deeply at every point in the supply chain really allowed us to make some big changes. And I'll talk to two of those briefly, if I may. The first was to actually look at being subtractive rather than additive, if that's a phrase, in terms of the technologies we were using. From an ethical standpoint, having a sort of an appreciation of the ethics of technology usage and why we apply certain technologies is really important. It allowed us to have some hard conversations about subtracting technologies and removing them, and that manifested in two ways. One is the meaningful marketplace, and that we felt a little bit unique because it reduced the fees and reduced the number of partners in the supply chain. So there's a real received wisdom that adding more technology, adding more complexity is the way to solve these issues. And we found that wasn't. So it was nice to have that proven out, but also be able to give back a little bit in terms of returning more media dollars to publishers. So that's an example of that. And the other side of that was, really looking at some of our brand safety technologies and the way we were applying things like block lists and labels, category filtering on platforms, and actually removing some of those or reducing some of those altogether was really interesting. We found 2 years ago when the pandemic started that news was being demonetized by these kinds of technologies. Sorry, I sound like I'm getting emotional about it. But the issue was, was even more significant. So we've been on a kind of long journey there, and I'm really hoping that, and I'm seeing this, our friends and colleagues in the industry are having that conversation. And then the other thing, sorry, long-winded answer, the other thing that I was really proud of this year was we work with the Conscious Ad Network, civil society groups in the UK, and we were able to publish a letter to the platforms. We're a signatory alongside other members of the CAN to ask them to address racism in football. It's an awful problem globally, but particularly in the UK, it's been brought to light following the World Cup. And a brilliant client over at Puma was able to take that to Web Summit in Lisbon, and sort of seeing the CAN manifesto up on the stage with our brilliant client Adam and Thierry Henry was quite interesting. And it shows to your point about the more movement in the industry, it shows the brands have power in their voice. As well as just their media investment and their positioning.
But to your points, I just want to throw this out there. If anybody in the industry can achieve any of those three, including that public fund idea, you're a good contender for our 2022 Media Supplier of the Year. So I hope somebody embraces that, or we see work like that at Cannes this year. Or in any case, I know you're doing this under duress. So thank you for taking time, Ben, and congratulations to you and the rest of your organization, your team, on being this year's Media Executive of the Year.
Being so kind. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you for joining us for the 2021 MediaPost AOY Agency of the Year Awards. Until next year, keep innovating, keep producing, and above all else, keep sending us those stories. Until next time, I'm Lisa Singer. See you then.